This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Shalom Aleichem. You would not believe the unbelievable hashgacha of what we're going to learn today, and that is today we're going to learn the ois Zayin. What's so significant about the ois Zayin? The Sefer Yetzirah writes that Chodesh Sivan was created with the ois Zayin. Zayin is the ois of Chodesh Sivan. So, there was no learning until we learned Monday. So this is as close to Rosh Chodesh as you could get. Let me pull up the Mar Makaimais. Here we go. Beautiful. We're going to now Zayin. Sarach Lizar Tzuras Zayin. Sarach Zayin. Sarach Lizar Shalitia Ragla Arucha. You want to make sure that the leg is not too long, because otherwise, like in picture 11, it will look like a final nun. The tips are they kriyas hatinaik will become possible if a tinag reads it. If he can't read it, therefore, the leg should not be longer than 2 pen widths. The roisha and its head over mishneit stadin. So the head of the zayin should be on both sides, as opposed to only one side, then it looks like a vav. Shaloi sezam el vav. V'yir meruba, it should be a square head, like in picture 17. V'gimel tag and aroisha with 3 crowns on its head. V'ragla tia pasha tachteha, it should be a straight foot underneath it, a straight leg. Lo shavura, not broken, like in diagram 18 bays. V'yesha oisena kava tachtain dak. Some make the lower line, the leg, narrow from its point of emanation. It gets wider ad chetzia till the midway point, and then it diminishes more ad shetia chada lamata until it's sharp on the bottom, like in diagram 19, where it starts off narrow, it widens, and it becomes narrow. V'miskatzra haregel mizayin. What if in number 20, it shortens? Dinai kamoisha kosavna ba'oisvav. So the din is like we wrote in oisvav. Namely, look earlier, Mela'el, Siman Lamed Beis, of Tezayin, the Haggah. So a shortened Zayin will be just like a shortened Vav. So let's say in diagram 8, we had by the vav and regel havav katzer ein boy rak kamal yud pasal. If you have a yud, it's pasal. The ima'at yoiser tzarach laharis latinoik. Vadim in rosh havav rachav and in maktas l'reish. So whatever we said by a vav would apply by a zayin. Even though he brings va'apsha prima gadim etzadei lahakal bazeh, the dayim nishma regel kamal yoisyod. Even though the prima gadim says that even though by ois vav, if it's only a yud's height, it's possible. By a zayin, it's kosher. That it would be a problem. Certainly, if you showed it to a kid, but it does seem like there's a difference between a vav and a zayin, that there might be basis that even though a vav, if it's the height of a yud, it's possible. A zayin, if it's the height of the yud, the prima gadim at least is lenient. Umuchach, it could be the reason would be because of the head. The head of a vav is exactly like a yud. So if it's tall like a yud, it's mamash yud. The head of a zayin, on the other hand, it has zayin character just from its head. Umuchach imashikosav beisos of aleph beis hasheni ba'is vav ayin sham. It would seem to me, says the Mishna Berura, that it won't even help to fix it by tefillin and mezuzos. Mishum shaloi kasidron. This will be a problem of shaloi kasidron. Ayin the siman lamed beis sif chafei. Okay, now Baruch Hashem, we have the great zechus to learn the ois ches. We have the great zechus to learn the ois ches. Okay, so here we go. Let me get it in one column. Okay. Ois ches. Now this is interesting. Many people have Arizal Ksav. If you do have Arizal Ksav, you better ascertain for sure that this is your minhag. Because according to Chazonish, it may not be, the Chazonish seem to have said it's not even kosher b'diavad. The Chasam Sofer in the Tshuva says it is kosher b'diavad. Some say the Chazonish retracted. I only bring this up because the Mishna Berura does not even entertain the Arizal Ksav. It's not even brought as an option. So if you're not sure what your minhag is, you have to go out today and get Bes Yosef Tefillin. If the only reason you have Arizal is someone bought it for you but didn't really know, so go to your bank account, take out some money, and get yourself Bes Yosef Tefillin, and then Bes Yosef Mezuzos. That is the accepted approach according to the Mishna Berura. If you're certain that your Messiah is to have Arizal Ksav, that may be a different story. Okay, but you'll see, because one of the telltale signs between Ksav Ari and Ksav Beis Yosef is the Ches. In Beis Yosef Ksav, a Ches is 2 Zayins. In the Arizal, it's a Vav and a Zayin. So let's see. Ois Ches. Hiya Shtei Raglea Ketuna Shtei Zayinim. The Ches should be like 2 Zayins. The Hazayin should be Tzad Yamin. The right Zayin, Nachalas is Karen Roshei Ogol, B'tzad Yamin. It's correct. It's nice to have the top head circular on the right side, like in diagram 2. Via Hazayin Rechoikim Zamizah. The 2 Zayins should be distant from each other. Chol HaYoiser, at the very least, Ka'ovei Komas. There should be at least a pen's worth of distance between them. Viyu Mechubarim B'chatoy Tzuras Yachdav. They should be connected with a hump, like a roof. Hukimin Gagavai, like a high roof. Makel, and there should be a stick. Hukimin Tagado Yasala Baroish Regal Hasmal should be on the head of the left leg. V'loy be'emtzana in the middle. So in diagram 5, you have this tag, a large tag sticking out of the top left corner, not in the middle of the left Zayin. You have to make sure you don't want to have such a long roof. This roof is too long. Then herich pasal. If you made it too long, it's pasal. Then the ein loy tikkun b'tfunim mezuzos. Mishum shaloi kasid. You're not going to be able to fix it by tfunim mezuzos because it's going to be out of order. When could you not fix it? That's if you made 2 Zayins and a very wide roof. That is not a roof. That's not a hump. Shehu Meshupa, which is sloped, meaning a chatoy teres is really sloped. This is not sloped. It's mamish, so it's practically horizontal. Avlam also ches kedas Rashi, but if you made a Rashi ches, what's a Rashi ches? Dahainu ches pshuta b'loy chata shel gaga. You made a straight ches, like in the Aleph Beis books. Afilim herach harbe, even if you made it very long. Kosher b'diavad afal pi she'ein meruba. It's kosher even though it's not squared. So it's only a problem if you do the chatoy teres too wide. But if you just make a straight ches, it's good. Now, it's very interesting that the Mishna Berura does everything but say that if you have Arizal Tefillin, it's kosher. Im asa haches, if you made a ches, ketmuna shnei vavin, like 2 vavs, like in diagram 9, or kedalet a vav, or a dalet and a vav, or kedalet zayin, or a dalet and a zayin. V'chatoy teres al gaboy kosher b'diavad, shaharei lo nishtana l'tzuras ois acher. It's very interesting. The Mishna Berura doesn't say that if you have a vav and a zayin, it's kosher. Now you could say because then it's pasher, it's kosher, because it definitely still looks like a ches. The chiddush is 2 vavs, or a vav and a dalet, or a vav and a zayin. But the Mishna Berura does not discuss what would be if you had Arizal Tefillin. On the other hand, Why doesn't he discuss it? I'll tell you a little story. I personally had my tefillin checked, and I had aleph that were Arizal Aleph. Okay, so I have Beis Yosef Ksav, and I'll tell you the truth. I've had my tefillin checked over the years, and no sofer ever told me, you have some oisios that are Arizal oisios. The last time I had it checked, the sofer said, you have Beis Yosef tefillin with Arizal Aleph. So I looked into it. I said, so okay, what's the halacha? Well, he said, most poskim say it's okay. I said, who says it's not okay? He said, Ramosha. Ramosha holds that the di'evet, if you have Arizal Ksav, you're Yotze, but if you have Beis Yosef Ksav and one Arizal Ois, Lo Yatza. Ramosha calls it Menumar. Now, that's only, we know he said it by a ches. Because a ches, the Arizal holds ches has to be his way, and we hold a ches has to be two Zayins. We don't know what Ramesh would say about an Aleph, because an Aleph, even though the Arizal has a way of doing it, it's not really that fundamental to his approach. So Rav David Feinstein was asked, what if you have, we know according to Ramesh, if you have one Arizal ches, the tefillin are puzzle. Again, if your whole tefillin are Arizal, then you're Yotze according to Ramesh B'di'evet. But if you have one Arizal ches, lo yatza. What if you have one Arizal Aleph? Rav David wasn't sure. L'maisa, I got new tefillin. But I'm just saying, it's worthwhile, you should know. First thing you have to ascertain, what kind of tefillin do I have? And what is my custom? Just because my grandfather bought me Arizal tefillin, that doesn't mean that's my minhag. Anyway, that's the story. It's interesting, again, the Mishna Berura does everything but discuss a ches with a vav and a zayin. Now,
but he says, "B'diavad, they're all kosher, right? All these Arizal Isis."
No, again, no.
Not Arizal Isis. Not that Arizal Isis.
No, because they're not Arizal. This is not called Menumar. This is called Beis Yosef, and one letter is not Behidura. But if you wrote it Dafka Arizal, we don't know what the Mishna Berura would say. Ramosha says it's possible. Now again, it's a big chiddush. The other poskim don't agree with it. But anyway, now if it's possible to fix, let's say you made a dalid and a zayin. Look carefully. You made a dalid and a zayin, like in this situation. If you made the dalid and a zayin, like in number 9, ois gimel, there's no way to fix it, because if you're going to scratch off the end of the dalid, the chatoitres won't have what to be connected to. But if you made a dalid and a zayin and the chatoitres is in the middle, then you could scratch out the end. If you could scrape off the rest of the letter, and chatoiteres will remain. If the chatoiteres was made in the middle, and yigrom in hadalad miktsasa, you'll scrape off on the dalad. Achatiyasa kamay zayin. Avalamoy made besaifa, but if it's going to be like in 9 gimel, you're going to be dividing the letter kishayigram and adalid. V'lo yeloi tikan acharkach b'tfilin umazuzah shemake b'hem shaloi kisidron. Al ken yesh lahachshir b'loi tikan. Therefore, leave it be, and it will be kosher without fixing it. Avol b'sefer Torah im nimsa ches shetmunasa her kedalid v'zayin oishnei bavin av she'in lahoitzi acheres. Even though you're not going to take out another one mishum zeh, but during the weekday, until you affix it in its correct image. You have to warn Sofrim about this. You ready? It says, why does the Mishna Berura not bring down the Arizal possibility? The Gemara says how to make a ches. The Gemara seems to imply 2 Zayins. And the Rishonim say that way. So there are no if, and, or buts. There's no other way to do it. The Daloid, the B'diavad, im asal lahaches makel levad. Let's say you just make the tag, or you just make a chatoy teres, oichad azad, kosher. V'hagon Rabbi Kiva Eger masik v'chidushav da afilu nefsal lahaches hachatoy teres v'gamamak. Even if you're missing the roof and the stick, shahaya ches pshuta, the ches was straight, kachesin shalanu, kosher b'diavad. Rakim evshel asakin bekal. If it's easy to fix, lasis lamakel, to make a stick, yasa the habit l'chadchila. Let's finish the ches. Today will be a little longer, a little bit longer. Tomorrow will be shorter. In this sek yarech haches, let's say the leg of the ches got snapped, like over here, right? So one of the legs was shortened. It's good. Whether it happened to the right leg or left leg. That's from the Pri Megadim, but Psicha Mashakasav Yerali do Adin L'Sharoisias V'Chulu Omadanaga Pri Megadim Sham Yarcha Yamini. The reason Pri Megadim talks about the right leg Mishum Achirini, the Zachar Sham Nakad. It's only agav other situations. V'Ayin B'Soif Ois Ches Mashik Sam Nisham. Next page. Imachat Toiteres Sha'al Aches Lo Haya Davuk Lahaches. Let's say the hump. It wasn't attached. Very important. You can't really see. You need a stick of magnifying glass to see. You got to look really careful. You're allowed to fix it. This is Nilmad mi Siman Lamed Beisiv Chafei Ein Sham. If it was outright recognizable, Nesbata Menu Shem Ha'ois, the ois is batal. The nifrad rak mitzad echad. If it's only separate on one side, hachatoiteres meaches. In other words, let's say only one side was separated. Let's say in diagram 3, that is efshur the yesh lakal asayim afil nikol hedya. It could be you could fix it even if it's outright recognizable. Va'ayim beber halacha. Okay, Rabbi said tomorrow Tuesday, Wednesday are short days. We'll do Tuesday the test, Wednesday the Yud, and Thursday we'll do Ois Yud Aleph. Just joking. We'll do Ois Chaf. Okay, so have a wonderful day, everyone. Bracha v'atzlacha. Kol tov.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.